I found the letter on a slow, quiet afternoon. The sky outside was pale, and the house felt still. It was the kind of silence that makes you hear your own thoughts. I was alone, cleaning my father's old room for the first time since he passed. The room smelled faintly of old wood and time. His cupboard stood in the corner, just as he left it. I opened it carefully, like I was entering a memory. My father was a quiet man. Everyone knew that about him. He spoke only when needed, short sentences, simple words. No long talks, no deep conversations. When I was young, I thought he did not understand me. I thought he lived in his own world, far away from mine. Every morning he left early for work. Every evening he returned tired and silent. He would sit at the table, drink his tea, and look outside the window. Sometimes I wanted to tell him about my day, but his silence stopped me, so I stayed silent too. As a child, I wanted warmth. I wanted stories before sleep. I wanted encouragement spoken out loud. But my father showed love in quiet ways. At that time, I did not see it. While cleaning the cupboard, I reached the back and felt something hard, a small wooden box. It was covered with dust, like it had been waiting. I pulled it out slowly and placed it on the floor. Inside the box were simple things: old photographs, a watch that no longer worked, a pen with no ink, and one folded letter. The letter looked old. The paper was yellow and soft. My name was written in careful handwriting, my full name, the name my father rarely said out loud. I sat down on the floor, my back against the bed. My hands were shaking as I opened it. I was not ready for what I would read. It started with, "My dear son." I stopped breathing for a moment. He never called me that, not in words. He wrote that he was never good with speaking. He said words often failed him. Silence felt safer. Silence felt familiar. He wrote about his own father, a man even quieter than him, a man who worked hard but never spoke about feelings. He said he learned early that love was shown through duty, not words. He wrote about his youth, about leaving school early to work, about dreams he kept hidden because life was not kind. He wrote about being afraid, afraid of failing his family, afraid of becoming weak. Then he wrote about me. He said the day I was born, he held me in his arms and felt fear and joy together. Fear of not being a good father, joy because he was my son. He wrote that he noticed everything about me, even when he stayed silent. He noticed when I tried to act brave. He noticed when I was sad but did not speak. He noticed when I needed support. He wrote about watching me sleep as a child, about fixing my broken toys late at night, about standing outside my school on my first day, making sure I was safe. He said he wanted to tell me he loved me many times, but the words stayed stuck inside his chest. He was scared they would sound weak or wrong. So he worked harder instead. Long hours, late nights, tired mornings. He believed providing was his responsibility, his way of loving me. As I read, my eyes filled with tears. Each word felt like a quiet apology. Each sentence changed the way I remembered my father. I remembered the times I thought he did not care, the times I felt alone, even when he was near. Now I understood. He was always there, just loving me in the only way he knew. Near the end, his handwriting became less steady. The letters were lighter, slower, like he was tired. He wrote that he hoped one day I would understand him, that silence was not emptiness, it was his shield, it was his language. The last line stayed with me. If I ever fail to tell you, please know this: I am proud of you. I closed the letter and held it to my chest. The room felt different now. The silence no longer felt cold. It felt warm, full. For the first time in my life, I saw my father clearly, not as a distant man, but as a man who loved deeply and quietly. That letter changed my memories. It changed my heart. My father's love was always there. It was just written in silence.